From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for your Thursday, April 22nd. Okay, so today in Indianapolis, we take a turn for the better weather-wise. While we are still unseasonably chilly with highs in the mid-50s, it's going to be a lot nicer and plenty of sunshine. We're going to gradually get warmer and warmer in the coming days. And wow, what a day yesterday was. You didn't know from minute to minute what we were going to get, sunshine or snow. So today, a little bit more reliable. So overnight, some pretty scary moments for a family. Can you imagine sleeping, everything quiet in your house, and then a huge bang? That bang, a car driving into your house. That's exactly what happened. So this was on the west side of Indianapolis. Everybody inside the house is okay. The family says they heard the crash into the front of the house around 12:30 early this morning in the overnight hours, late last night, however you want to look at that. It happened on 34th Street near Georgetown Road. A family says it looked like the driver was out of control before hitting their house.
It was just random. It looks like he had been out of control way down the street because he crossed through the neighbors and then broke the fence down here, the chain link fence that we had, and then ran into the house.
Firefighters tell us the driver was taken to the hospital but did not tell us the driver's condition. And today, the first services for a victim of the mass shooting at a FedEx facility. It happened 1 week ago tonight. Visitation for Matthew Alexander starts at 3 o'clock at Plainfield Christian Church. Funeral services are set for tomorrow morning. Alexander went to Avon High School and Butler University. His obituary says he was a dedicated, hardworking employee who worked for FedEx for 10 years. The family also says he had a great sense of humor and a heart of gold and led by example rather than words. And another victim's family is sharing pictures and stories about her life. We introduced you to Amarjeet Sikhan yesterday. Family's been remembering her. Now some others say that she worked at the facility to provide for her family. Her husband is partially disabled. Through an interpreter, Palwinder Singh Sikhan talked to our Richard Essex about this loss.
She was his support structure, and the family really doesn't know how to act without the pillar of the house. And she raised, beautiful sons with the help of Uncle here, and now they don't know really kind of what's next for the family.
He says he has his 3 brothers and immediate family to support him. And 2 planned vigils tonight will reflect and remember the lives of the shooting victims. The first is happening at the Serena Square Park Amphitheater in Greenwood, set to start at 6:30 tonight. Members of the Greenwood Sikh community will be joined by the city's mayor and police chief. The other vigil will be all virtual. It's being hosted by the Sikh Coalition. It's scheduled for 8 o'clock tonight. And some local perspective is suggesting that the pieces are still in place for more mass shootings. A public health professor at UIndy points to the pressures of the pandemic and Indiana's current gun laws. When you combine isolation, loss, and easy access to guns, one local public health professor says it's a dangerous mix. Dr. Heidi Hancher-Rauch says we're not likely to see a decrease in mass shootings, especially with the situation we're in right now. Stress, anxiety, and missing loved ones has made it hard on people to grieve in a normal way. She says if someone's already struggling with mental health and doesn't know where or how to get help, it's the perfect storm for someone who's prone to triggers for violence. This also makes it hard for those struggling to function normally. The University of Indianapolis professor says that mental health infrastructure needs to be in place and covered by insurance.
The history of insanity, right, is to continue to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. If we don't make changes, we are not going to see a reduction in the violence that we are experiencing.
Indiana legislators have multiple pro-gun policies being considered right now. One would eliminate the need for a license to have a concealed carry in public. The other would extend the rights of the Stand Your Ground law, which says that individuals have the right to use reasonable force, including deadly force, to protect themselves against an intruder in their home. Dr. Rauch says for those ready to seek treatment for mental health, there needs to be more services, and they need to be covered on the same level as our physical health. And Wish TV is honoring the victims of the FedEx shooting tonight with an hour-long news special. We're talking with a mental health counselor, a member of the Sikh community, and the owner of America's first ever TV network dedicated to South Asian and Indian cultures. Our special is tonight, 6 o'clock on Wish TV. It will also be streaming on wishtv.com. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway says it is ready to reclaim its title of largest single-day sporting event in the world, with the biggest gathering of fans anywhere since the pandemic started. The track plans to allow 40% capacity for the race on May 30th. That should make for a much more normal look and sound compared to last year's delayed race, ran in August, in front of an empty stand and 0 fans. Come May, the gates will open to 135,000 people. It's far cry from the IMS max of 300,000 people, but still, again, a pandemic record-setting event. IMS President Doug Bowles laid out a few rules. Everyone must have a seat. No infield tickets are allowed. Everyone must wear a mask and submit to temperature checks and social distancing. Music concerts are canceled this year for Carb Day, Legends Day, and the Snake Pit. Vaccines are not required, but highly recommended.
So we're encouraging you. We're not requiring you, but we're encouraging you. If you have a chance to get vaccinated, whether you're in California or whether you're here in Indiana or anywhere else before you come to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we want you to get that done. I think it makes your neighbors feel safer. It makes us all feel safer.
We spoke with a longtime fan about the announcement as well. He's saying just how excited he is after watching from home last year. He's ready to smell that burning rubber in person. Sure, a lot of you out there are. If you want tickets, you have to apply online. The Raceway is giving first priority to current ticket holders and giving them the option of rolling them over to 2022. Speedway will also be open for fans the days leading up to the Indy 500, starting with the IndyCar Grand Prix weekend of May 14th. Indy 500 race day again, May 30th. Right now, we are waiting for word on whether the blackout will be lifted this year, as it was last year. Last year was the first, or not the first, it was one of 4 ever in the history of the 500 where it was lifted and you could watch it live on TV. So we're waiting on word for that. And once we know, we'll, of course, let you know. And there is some new information coming today from Marion County leaders on combating COVID-19. Indy Mayor Joe Hogshead and Marion County Public Health Director Dr. Virginia Kane will hold their bi-weekly discussion on virus response. It starts at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, after that, you can find all of the details. We'll be streaming it live, first of all. You can watch it on Wish TV, wishtv.com. Also, if you can't want to be glued to your phone or anything, we'll have a recap for you on wishtv.com and on our news at 4 o'clock. An FDA report shows the problems at the Johnson & Johnson Baltimore facility ordered to stop vaccine production. The agency's report says that security camera video shows procedures to prevent cross-contamination weren't followed and employees haven't been trained properly. The report goes on to say that the building had peeling paint, residue on the walls, and damaged floors. Production of the single-shot COVID-19 vaccine stopped last week. Right now, we know, though, that no vaccine manufactured at the closed plant has been distributed in the United States. Community Health Network is rolling out the COVID-19 vaccine at Wheeler Mission's Shelter for Men. The health group stated that the vaccine belongs to everyone. The clinic manager describes the rewarding work at Wheeler.
I can't say more about the people that I work for, so it's been really great, and it's an honor to be here making a difference for the people today.
According to Wheeler Mission, more than 1,500 people experience homelessness on any given night in Marion County, and more than 273 of them are children. A new study is giving more insight on COVID-19 cases in fully vaccinated people. Experts refer to these as breakthrough infections. Researchers at Rockefeller University looked at more than 400 vaccinated employees. 2 contracted the virus. 1 person got the Moderna shots. The other person got Pfizer. According to researchers, one of the employees was infected with the South African variant of the disease. None of the vaccine versions claim 100% effectiveness. Researchers say that this data demonstrates the likely need for vaccine boosters to better protect against those variants. President Biden is touting a tax credit aimed at getting more people vaccinated. As part of the recently passed relief package, small and medium-sized businesses can claim up to $500 per employee for vaccine-related time off. That includes getting the shot and recovering from any side effects.
No working American should lose a single dollar from their paycheck because they chose to fulfill their patriotic duty of getting vaccinated.
The Small Business Administration says small businesses employ nearly half of the private workforce, about 59 million people. Many larger companies are giving time off or bonuses to get the vaccine already. Kroger is giving its employees $100 bonuses if they get vaccinated. Target is offering workers up to 4 hours of paid time off to get the shot. Protesters march in the streets for a second night in Columbus, Ohio. The demonstrations follow the release of more video from the deadly police shooting of 16-year-old Micaiah Bryant. So there's new video out now that shows a clear picture of what was happening. The new video is slowed down, and it shows what looks like a knife in Bryant's hand. The mayor of Columbus says state investigators will decide if the officer was right or wrong here. So right now, listen to a portion of a 911 call that went out, and then you'll hear from the Columbus mayor, who says the state will decide if the officer was wrong.
You need to talk to me.
We got these grown girls over here trying to fight us, trying to stop us, trying to put our hands on our grandma. Get here now.
It's a tragic day in the city of Columbus. Horrible, heartbreaking situation. Not just the mayor, I'm a father.
Police have also named the officer who fired the shots. Nicholas Reardon is off street duty pending an investigation. And there's strong reaction forming over another new deadly shooting, this one by a sheriff's deputy in North Carolina. It happened as deputies tried to serve a warrant on Andrew Brown Jr. Witnesses say Brown was driving to get away when a deputy fired at him. Protests started almost immediately in the area, and black members of the local city council are speaking out, saying they're afraid they'll be the next to be shot. The sheriff says the deputy was wearing a body camera. The video is not yet released. The deputy is on leave during the investigation. And to a move expressing that change cannot wait anymore, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced a federal investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department. Word of the probe came just one day after former officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty of killing George Floyd last year. The DOJ will look for patterns of excessive force, including during protests.
The investigation will also assess whether the MPD engages in discriminatory conduct and whether its treatment of those with behavioral health disabilities is unlawful.
The investigation is separate from an independent federal criminal investigation into Floyd's death that was announced in May. According to Garland, the Justice Department has already started reaching out to community groups to learn about their experiences with the police department. And right now, back here at home in Indiana, there is a manhunt in Frankfort. Police want to find Matthew Vega for several serious charges, including child molestation, rape, incest, sexual misconduct with a minor, and intimidation. Police say he's 5'7", brown hair, brown eyes, with tattoos on his arms, including a star, an anchor, a skateboard, a pyramid, and a Mars attacks screen. Anyone with information is asked to call Clinton County dispatchers or 911. To see a photo of this man, just go to the homepage of wishtv.com and you can take a good look. A woman is dead after showing up at Riley Hospital for Children. She'd been shot. IMPD says she walked into the hospital just before 7 last night. Police say they weren't able to find where the shooting actually happened. Right now, police aren't releasing any details about the victim either. Okay, today at the State House, the Senate and House are slated to vote on the new 2-year budget. The plan increases school spending by $1.9 billion, much of it for school systems to pay teachers better. The bump addresses an issue that's been one of the most hotly debated at the State House for several years now.
For our communities and families and students, it will mean that we're able to continue to have the best educators. We know that we're going to be able to recruit, we're going to be able to retain those folks, which are vital. That person in the classroom, that school bus driver, cafeteria worker, all of those that are so essential to making sure that our schools run efficiently. Governor Holcomb says the latest budget proposal is transformational.
Also today, Republican senators are set to share their answer to President Biden's infrastructure plan. CNN is reporting the GO plan will cost closer to $600 billion. That's significantly less than Biden's more than $2 trillion American Jobs Plan. The plan would fund more traditional infrastructure projects like roads and bridges. West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito is set to introduce the proposal. The senator tweeted, "My colleagues on both sides of the aisle know there is broad agreement on what core infrastructure is. This moment is no different. Let's leave the partisan politics and rhetoric out and take bold action to invest in all our communities." Over the past several weeks, the president has been meeting with lawmakers from both parties to discuss the plan. Today, Hamilton Southeastern Schools is announcing its new superintendent. The appointment will be live streamed on the district's website at 6:30 tonight. The district began the search for a new superintendent after Dr. Alan Borf announced his retirement at the end of the school year. We've mentioned it on Wish TV. Also here on the Daily 8 podcast, members of the community launched a petition calling for Dr. Borf's resignation after he sent a letter to faculty detailing how to treat Black Lives Matter in the classroom that happened in February. And this week's verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial has some local school districts taking steps for teachers and students. The superintendent of IPS sent a letter and a list of resources to all schools. Each school also has an equity team to help teachers prepare for conversations with students about difficult topics.
They are asking questions about why they have to be getting survival skill conversations from their parents. That maybe they're white, that white students don't have to get.
Washington Township school leaders say they're making sure students have access to safe spaces to raise their concerns.
For enriched dialogues about humanity, about understanding how we see each other, how to be an advocate, how to be an ally.
Washington Township says it also has resources for families. More training for IMPD officers. The department says this year's spring in-service training is focusing on mental health training, use of force policy review, and de-escalation techniques. IMPD says spring in-service training continues for the next several weeks. And according to the department, officers receive 24 hours of formal continuing training every year. And the funeral for Daunte Wright, the man killed in a police shooting in a suburb of Minneapolis. Visitation was last night. Officer Kim Potter, who has since resigned, shot Wright April 11th. The police chief, who has also since resigned, says it appeared that Potter fired her gun when she meant to use her taser. To business headlines now. Indianapolis has one of the best job markets in the country. Cities far from the coast have emerged as havens for job seekers and businesses during the coronavirus pandemic. That's according to an estimate from the Wall Street Journal. Indiana's capital fared well, ranked fourth hottest housing market due to its mix of industries, some of which is protected from health disasters like its pharmaceutical manufacturing sector. Central Indiana is also home to a growing logistics and warehousing industry. Other top cities were Salt Lake City, Austin, and Denver. Nearly 10% of American families struggled with unemployment last year. That was double the number from 2019, when 4.9% of families confronted unemployment. Bogus COVID-19 vaccines, some selling for $1,000 a shot and using an anti-wrinkle substance as an ingredient, were found in black markets around the world. Pfizer confirmed this to the Wall Street Journal. They were found in Mexico and Poland. The shots didn't cause harm to the people. They just took their money. Costco is warning customers about 13 online scams. The company posted 13 screenshots of prominent fraudulent emails, texts, and posts that Costco says are currently circulating the internet. Most of them are offering freebies like products, gift cards, and other exclusive offers worth $50. Many of them also require the customer to take a short survey in order to redeem such prizes. So be careful out there. The Indiana basketball roster is now complete with the addition of a Big Ten transfer player. Miller Kopp played 3 seasons at Northwestern. News 8's Charlie Clifford looks at his decision to join IU.
Growing up, we've always talked about like the Gronkowski family and that kind of stuff, but like the Kopp family is rivals that. Just give us a couple years.
4 brothers, 4 Division I athletes. The impressive Kopp quartet out of Houston, led by a pure shooter named Miller, which will play well around here.
Miller Kopp, his second three-pointer. He's got all 6.
Northwestern's most versatile scorer on the move to Assembly Hall.
I've seen the wild support, the craziness, the fans, the the culture that, it's amazing. And I can only imagine that when we get this thing, where it's supposed to be and where Coach Woodson wants it to be.
Miller Kopp's 3-year run at Northwestern comes with a legendary work ethic. An empty gym like this, often the home to those stories. One in particular, which has never been told until now.
He doesn't know this. Nobody really knows this, is that when that was happening, we had a practice like in the mid-afternoon, and I kind of stayed at the gym, stayed in the facility, and I just slept on the couches 3 in the morning. And I was like, I can't sleep. And so I ended up shooting and then go back to sleep. And then we had practice the next day at like noon. It is something that I'm going to continue to work on and be the best shooter in the entire country. That's my goal.
With these credentials, Bloomington beaming about this move. Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And now to the Pacers. The team's newest member scores a career high to break the team's 3-game losing streak. O'Shea Brissett scored 23 points last night at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Pacers signed Brissett to 2 10-day contracts before signing him to a full contract yesterday morning. Brissett says he's focusing now on what comes next. Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner are both still sitting out. Malcolm Brogdon scored a game-high 29 points. Final score 122-116. The Pacers play the Detroit Pistons on Saturday. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.